JMCE3 coming at you. Okay, I got surprised this morning. I checked my email and I found out I've been slapped. I've been slapped. No, actually I got tagged by my good buddy, Silent Rafters out there. Do some really cool videos. He actually has me looking at his videos like I watch some movies. Sit down, pop some popcorn, and actually check out a Silent Rafters video when you get a chance. Okay, now I got tagged for there can be only one, at least that's what I'm calling it. It is one folder for all. So basically, I had to put this in my mind, and I watched his video and I seen how he did it, and I said, you know, okay, I'm a city boy, born and raised in Brooklyn, so I gotta put it in a mindset that I can go, why would I walk out the door with just one folder that would satisfy all my needs? Okay, so I started running a little scenario through my mind where, for whatever reason, I'm trapped in my house for a couple of months. I run out of ammunition from whatever the hordes came and whatever. I had to use up all my ammo, so I'm ammo-less. Everybody's been evacuated, and now it's time for me to put a backpack on and walk out the house. I loaned all my fixed blades to my brothers, and they went out hunting boar. So all I'm left with is my folders. So it's me and my folders, and I have to go walk the earth. So what am I going to use to go walk the earth? So I'm going to need something for defense, obviously. I'm going to need something for first aid. You never know when you have to cut into your own flesh, as ghoulish as that may sound. But you need something that you can actually use somewhat surgically. Food prep, things of that nature. Now, like I said, I'm a city boy, so I'm walking the earth. And even though you need something, you know, to do wood crafting and stuff like that, you got to think about that for a quick second. If you only got a folder, how much damage are you going to be using that particular blade for to go through wood, and, you know, banging it over the side with another piece of wood? You're going to pretty much take care of that particular blade, because that's your first line of defense and your last line of defense. So I took that aspect in my head and I went, okay, let's take it from there. So what are you going to do? So the first two blades that came to mind, I was like, wow, you know, look at this. This blade could do some damage. This is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. And everybody knows this blade that knows about folding knives. And I looked at it. I said, man, that's a good fix. A little small though. I mean, you know, I can use it to chop up, you know, food prep, and if need be, you know, cut into the flesh to get out splinters, or, you know, cut through to pull out an artery and clamp it off, or just, you know, this blade has multiple uses, and it's a good EDC blade, but I'm walking the earth, so my EDC is a little broader than what your normal EDC is, and weight is not really that big of an issue, because this has become top dog. The blade is now top dog over guns, over all the other things, because this is going to be your best friend out there on the streets now, because you ain't got no other options. So I'm going to need something a little bigger than this. Of course, the second thing that came to mind, Spyderco Resilience. That's a little bit bigger. I mean, it still is not as good. Not by a long shot. But when you think about it, with that full flat grind, when you're out there, you're walking the earth now, baby. Only thing you're going to be able to do is put one of these in your backpack. You're going to be sharpening on the side of the road. So you're going to need something that you can easily sharpen. Soft steel ain't that bad for that. But it's not the strongest blade in the world. It gets a little wiggle in it. You can use this for all the things you need: self-defense, etc., etc., food prep, blah blah blah. But might want something a little stronger. But the length, you know, that 4 inches, that's pretty good. So I put those aside. I said, okay, what can I get that's a little stronger? that's going to benefit me out there. You know, I'm walking the earth. So bam. 1, 2, 3 came to mind. 3 blades just popped right into my head. Said cold steel recon 1. That beautiful 4 inches. I lost 8. Steel. Sharpen. Easy to sharpen. Good for defense. What can you say that's wrong about this? The Rat 1. AK-47. Got a nice little pummel there. All 3 of these good options. But then I was like, you know what? Even though out of these 3, this would be my number 1 out of the 3. Still, what other options could I go by? So I took these 2 and put them aside. And I said, so where else would you go with this? So, well, you know what? Kershaw, they got this tremor out there. You know, the blade got some curvature in it. You know, the sharpening, you know, on the side of the road, you know, takes a little more than a second. But, come on. Fighting off bad guys, gutting a bird to eat and whatever. So I'm like, okay, those are 2 options. Well, wait a minute. Got another option out there. You got the M21 CRKT. And then I thought for a second. I looked at this and I went, you know what? An attacker would have to be crazy. You know, he's hungry. He wants your food. He's coming at you down the street. I'm like, wait a minute, Eric, you're a city boy. There's got to be something else out there you got to worry about. Then I thought about it. I remember a time growing up, you know, when the city couldn't afford dog catchers and Humane Society. There used to be dogs running the street. So you also got to worry about animals out there. And with animals, it's not like you're fighting or not like you're practicing to fight an animal every day, especially with a knife. You want to keep that beast a little further away from you, and at least you want something as long as possible, with still this idea in mind. So keeping these 3 here, I said, you know what? Yeah. But wait. I got all drooly. But then I looked at this. That curvature might be an issue. Sharpening. It's not that good for batoning. This is mainly a hacker. So while it's good for beasts coming at you, wild boar, packs of dogs, and you can get a good arm length on there, you know, to keep them at bay. You know. What could replace that? So I dug in my drawer and I pulled out this. So when I looked at this went away. Recon 1 went away. CRKT went away. And I said, wow, you know what? This is it. This is the blade. I mean, how could you go wrong with this? Seriously. It's big. AUS 8A steel, easy to resharpen. You can use this surgically. You can choke up on it. Walk the earth with this. No lanyard hole, so if I drop it, that's my ass. You know, I could probably put some hole, but now we're talking about modifying it. And then with this bead blast, I gotta worry about the rust issue. Now, obviously I can modify it as I'm walking out the door, but we're talking about you grabbing this blade and you running out the door. So you want something as ready to go as you got. So, what is along these lines that I could grab and run out the door with and commence to walk in the earth with my faithful hawk, Jethro? What could I use? Voyager Cold Steel 2011. Got a nice chunky lanyard hole. Make yourself a good cord, or just attach one you already got made. Wrap that around your hand. This is over 5 inches of steel here. Got that beautiful sweep. You can use it surgically. It's got that glare. This lets the animals know, hey, this bear coming down the block got a big old tooth in his hand. You know, wild boars coming at you because they just ate the 7 guys that were walking by that had a, you know, a Kershaw trimmer in their hands. Light, which isn't that big of an issue because you know this is the only dog you got walking with you. But yeah, stone wash finish. You know what? I think that's where I'm going. Most definitely. My one blade for everything that me and my hawk Jethro walking the earth are going to use will be the Voyager Cold Steel 2011. That's the blade I'm walking the earth with. So that's going to be JMC's 3's choice, the Voyager 2011. Now, since my boy Rafters, Mr. Silent Rafters, called me out on this, he said I got to pick 2, but I'm going to throw a wrench in there and I'm going to pick actually 3. 2 main choices are going to be Destructo, and everybody know Destructo's coming at you raw, and that's L Marshall 32. I'm going to really be curious to see where he goes with this. The other one, I want to throw a woman in the mix. So a woman's world 1, 2, 3. I want to see where her mind takes this. And the reason I'm picking these 2 people is because there's a urban aspect that I want to get out of this, where I want to see how city people, and I'm not 100% sure either one of them are city people, but I want to see how people who aren't really outdoorsmen view this kind of thing. So the other one is Mr. Fair Warning. Whether or not he answers this call, I'm not 100% sure, but him being one of the more tactical, streetwise guys that I come across on YouTube, I'm kind of curious to see where he takes this.